If you are enrolled in IGNOU's Master of Tourism and Travel Management, your degree ends with one compulsory piece of work, the dissertation. And here is the single most confusing thing about it. On some documents it is called MTTM-16, and on newer ones it is called MTTMP-119. Same 8-credit dissertation. 2 different code names. In this guide, you will learn exactly what the IGNOU MTTM project is, how to choose a strong tourism topic, how to get your synopsis approved, how to structure and format the report, and how the submission, Viva, and evaluation actually work. Everything here is built from official IGNOU sources, and wherever a figure can change, I will tell you plainly to verify it on ignou.ac.in. Section 1. The MTTM program at a glance. MTTM is the Master of Tourism and Travel Management. It is offered by the School of Tourism and Hospitality Service Management, SOTHSM. It is a professional master's degree designed for people who work in or want to build a career in the tourism industry. The whole program is 68 credits. Every theory course carries 4 credits, and the dissertation alone carries 8 credits. That weight is deliberate. Your project is worth 2 normal courses, so it deserves real effort. The minimum duration is 2 years and the maximum is 4 years. The medium of instruction is English only, and admission opens in both the January and the July sessions. There are 2 entry routes. Category 1 is for learners who already hold a tourism qualification, BTS, a BA in tourism, a BHM hotel management degree, or a graduation plus a recognized tourism diploma. Category 2 is for graduates from any field, but they must clear 4 extra bridge courses: TS1, TS2, TS3, and TS6, scoring at least 40% in each. One quick reality check before we go deeper. IGNOU gives you a project guide booklet and a proposal pro forma. Never a ready-made dissertation to copy. The research has to be your own. Section 2. The dissertation Decoded. Let us settle the code confusion first because it worries almost every MTTM student. In the older prospectus, the dissertation was listed as MTTM-16. In the newer common prospectus, the same dissertation appears as MTTMP-119. Nothing about the work changed, only the code was renumbered. Exactly the way the MICE course moved from MTTM-15 to MTTM-115. So if your grade card shows one code and an old blog shows another, do not panic. Follow the code printed in your own registration and your own project booklet. Now, what is this dissertation? It is an 8-credit, 100-mark compulsory research project, and it sits in semester 3 of the program. 8 credits means roughly 240 study hours of work. This is not a weekend assignment. Its purpose is practical. IGNOU wants you to step out of the textbook and into a real tourism situation. A destination, a hotel, a travel agency, a homestay cluster, a tourist market. And study it with proper research methods. You take everything you learned in the theory courses and apply it to one chosen theme. So the dissertation is field-oriented by design. A good MTTM project usually collects real data, through surveys, interviews, or observation, rather than only summarizing books. That single fact shapes every decision that follows, starting with your topic. Section 3. Choosing a strong MTTM topic. A strong topic passes 4 simple tests. 1. It clearly belongs to tourism and travel management. 2. It is narrow enough to finish in your available time. 3. You can actually reach the data, the place, or the people it needs. 4. It interests you enough to live with it for months. Where do good topics come from? from current tourism issues, sustainable and ecotourism, digital marketing and social media in travel, destination branding, heritage and pilgrimage circuits, homestays and rural tourism, MICE and event tourism, and post-pandemic traveler behavior. Throughout this guide, I will follow one running example so you can see every step in action. Our example study is titled, A Study of Homestay Tourism and Its Impact on Rural Livelihoods in Himachal Pradesh. It is specific, it is field-based, and it needs real primary data. That makes it a model MTTM topic. Section 4. The synopsis and its approval route. Before you write a single chapter, you must get your synopsis approved. The synopsis is your research plan. It convinces IGNOU that your study is relevant, original, and doable. Now here is the part that most websites get wrong, so listen carefully. The MTTM synopsis does not go straight to the head office in Delhi. You submit your proposal at your own study center. The program in charge at the study center examines it and approves it. If changes are needed, they are sent back to you, and you resubmit to the same study center. Only then does the study center or regional center forward the approved synopses to the Discipline of Tourism Management at IGNOU, New Delhi. That local first route is unique to how tourism projects are handled. So route your synopsis correctly, and you save weeks. 3 documents travel together, never the synopsis alone. 1. The proforma for approval of the project proposal, which becomes the very first page. 2. The synopsis itself. 3. The consent letter and biodata of your guide, signed in original. An incomplete or unsigned set is returned before anyone reads your research. Practical rules that prevent rejection. Type the proposal on A4 paper in double spacing. Put your full postal address with the correct PIN code on the proforma because IGNOU posts the acknowledgement and comments back to you by speed post. Send everything by registered or speed post and keep a full photocopy. Approval usually comes back within 1 to 2 months. How long should the synopsis be? Different sources quote different limits, from around 1,000 words up to roughly 8 to 15 pages. Because this varies, follow the exact limit written in your own MTTM-16 project booklet and verify it on ignou.ac.in. Section 5. Finding and fixing your guide. Your dissertation must be guided by a supervisor recognized by IGNOU. The good news. Every MTTM academic counselor at your study center already qualifies as a supervisor. You may also choose a university or college teacher or an experienced professional from the tourism industry as long as they meet IGNOU's eligibility. One important limit. A single guide should not supervise more than 5 MTTM students at the same time. So confirm your guide's availability early, get their consent letter and biodata signed, and agree on realistic deadlines. Your guide is your quality check from Synopsis to Viva. Section 6. Research, Data and Methodology. Because the MTTM dissertation is field-oriented, this is where marks are won or lost. Start by turning your topic into clear objectives and, where useful, a hypothesis. Then decide how you will collect evidence. You have 2 kinds of data. Primary data is what you gather yourself. Questionnaires, interviews, and on-site observation. Secondary data comes from existing sources, tourism department reports, published statistics, and earlier studies. Strong tourism projects usually combine both. 2 terms your evaluator will look for. Your universe is the whole group you are studying. Your sample is the smaller portion you actually survey. Choose a sample large enough to be credible and explain how you selected it. And always keep research ethics visible. Take informed consent, protect the identity of the people you interview, and report your findings honestly, even the inconvenient ones. Let us apply this to our example. For the Himachal homestay study, The universe is homestay owners across selected districts. The sample might be 60 homestay families, surveyed with a structured questionnaire and a few in-depth interviews, supported by tourism board figures as secondary data. That is a clean, defensible design. Section 7. The dissertation structure. A complete IGNOU MTTM dissertation opens with front matter in a fixed order, the title page, the approved pro forma, a certificate of originality signed by you, your guide certificate, acknowledgements, and the table of contents. Then comes the core. 5 chapters your evaluator expects. Chapter 1. Introduction. Your topic, background, objectives, and scope. Chapter 2. Review of literature. What earlier studies already found. Chapter 3. Research methodology. Your universe, sample, tools, and limitations. Chapter 4. Data analysis and interpretation. Your tables, charts, and what they mean. Chapter 5. Findings, conclusion, and suggestions. The answers and your recommendations. After the chapters come the back matter, your references in a consistent style such as APA, and any appendices like your questionnaire. On formatting, keep it simple and consistent. A4 paper, a clean readable font, 1.5 or double line spacing, numbered pages, and a properly bound copy. For the full page setup and reference rules, watch our dedicated IGNOU Project Format Guide. The link is in the description. On total length, sources range from roughly 8,000 to 15,000 words, or about 70 to 100 pages. So follow your own booklet and verify the current figure. Section 8. Submission, Viva, and evaluation. Once your report is complete and signed by your guide, it goes for final submission and evaluation. Depending on the current cycle, IGNOU accepts the project online through the portal, or as a bound hard copy through the prescribed route. So always check the latest instruction for your session. Watch your deadline. Project submission is tied to the term-end examination cycle. Broadly around the end of May for the June session and the end of November for the December session. These dates shift year to year, so confirm the exact last date on ignou.ac.in before you post. After submission comes the Viva Voce, an oral examination where you defend your work. Expect questions on why you chose the topic, how you designed your research, and what you actually found. Prepare by rereading your own methodology and conclusions until you can explain them in plain words. How is it scored? The dissertation carries 100 marks in total, and there is a separate weightage for the written report and for the Viva. Your report is judged on the relevance of the problem, the quality of analysis, the soundness of methodology, and clear presentation. And the Viva tests how well you understand your own study. The exact report to Viva split can vary, so verify it in your booklet. After submission, evaluation and result updates typically take a few weeks to a couple of months. A short list of mistakes that cost MTTM students months. Submitting the report before the synopsis is approved. Sending the synopsis to the wrong office instead of the study center. A missing or unsigned guide biodata. A library-only project with no real tourism data. And a wrong postal address that loses your acknowledgement letter. Avoid these 5, and you avoid almost every rejection. Section 9. Is the IGNOU MTTM worth it? Let us answer the questions students actually search for. First, is the degree valid and recognized? Yes. IGNOU is a central university, and its distance programs are recognized by the UGCDEB, the body that approves distance and online education. An MTTM from IGNOU is a genuine UGC-recognized master's degree. Second, is it good for working professionals? It is built for them. The flexible distance format lets people already working in hotels, travel agencies, or tourism offices upgrade their qualification without leaving their job. Third, where can it take you? The tourism sector rewards a management qualification. Graduates move toward roles in travel agencies and tour operations, hotel and hospitality management, destination and event management, government and state tourism bodies, and their own tourism ventures. The dissertation itself is proof that you can research a real tourism problem, a genuine asset in interviews. As always, career outcomes depend on your effort, experience, and the opportunities you pursue. Section 10. Quick answers to common MTTM questions. Is the synopsis approval mandatory? Yes. You cannot submit the report without an approved synopsis. Can I pick my own topic? Yes, within tourism and travel management, chosen with your guide. Are MTTM-16 and MTTMP-119 different projects? No. The same 8-credit dissertation, only renumbered. Is there a Viva? Yes, after you submit the report. Does IGNOU give a ready sample to submit? No. Only guidelines and a pro forma. The research must be yours. So, to recap, the MTTM project is your 8-credit, 100-mark dissertation, MTTM-16, now also coded MTTMP-119. Choose a real tourism topic, get the synopsis approved through your study center, work with a recognized guide, collect genuine data, structure the report in 5 chapters, submit on time, and defend it in the Viva. Do that, and you finish your master's degree with confidence. For personalized guidance, the details are in the description and the pinned comment. If this helped, subscribe to Shri Chakradhar Education for more IGNOU guides. This is BK Sahni from IGNOUMTTM Project.com. All the best with your MTTM dissertation.